Now I will introduce the panelists on the stage. Start with Mr. Amit Sinha Roy, Senior Vice President, Global Head of Strategic Alliances, Tata Communications. Mr. Naved Chaudhary, Head of Marketing, Ingram Micro, India. Mr. Puneet Chadda, CMO, Reddington Limited. Ms. Prama Bajaj, Vice President, Global Marketing and Strategy, CloudSec. Mr. Subir Mahapatra, Vice President, Strategic Business at V5 Global Services, First Meridian Group. And Mr. Amit Deshmukh, Head of India Channel and Distribution Business, Cohesity. We have a very interesting panel discussion session. The topic what we have kept is technology is empowering the enterprise and SME as a catalyst for growth. So why we have chosen this topic? The idea behind this is today business are implementing transformation initiatives to gain faster time to market, stay competitive and optimize the customer experience, so much so that the digital transformation market is expected to reach $3.2 trillion by 2025. When it comes to data storage, processing and collaboration, many businesses choose the flexibility and convenience of cloud computing over traditional local hosting and on-premise software. Technology has been developing, mutating and adapting at an exponential rate. Business have no option but to get on board or be left behind in the competition. A data point says 91% of business are engaged in some form of digital initiative, and 87% of senior business leaders says digitization is a priority. So before we start the question, I would request if we can keep the answer limited to 2 minutes. Is it okay? Thank you very much. What a supportive panelist. Thank you very much. You are making my problem simpler. Wonderful. To start with, how technology is empowering enterprise and small business to thrive, I will start with lady first, Prama.
Hi, is it audible?
Yes.
Thanks, Deepak. Great question, very simple, but a very deep question. Let me share my perspective on this, how technology is empowering enterprises and SMBs. The companies, I would say today, which embrace technology, unlock the potential for growth. So technology for sure is very much required from growth perspective. Let's look at the early stages of technology adopters or how technology was seen earlier. Primarily, if we look at 2 to 3 key points, how technology was used was for cost efficiencies, streamlining business processes and operations, and enablement. Today, technology has gone much beyond that. Enterprises are harnessing the power of digital technology to fuel innovation-led growth. So if we look at 4 to 5 key factors where technology works as a catalyst, I would say are innovation, growth, collaboration, enhancing the customer experience, and improving your employee well-being. And how this can be done is by using the latest technologies like we just heard in the earlier presentation from Harshvardhan about automation. It is automation, AI, robotics, and of course cloud computing and mobile. These are the technologies which we used are the way forward. Just 2 or 3, just to keep the time in mind, I will take 2, 3 use cases for the most prominent verticals which all of us have in the India market. Let's look at BFSI. Few years back, everybody had to go to the bank. Now with the technology, in our bank is on your phone or in your laptop. You don't have to go there. Everything, your net banking, FDs, everything you can, the whole banking can be done just through your phone or your bank. All the UPI payments, imagine at the time of COVID, we couldn't go out. But since UPI, everybody has UPI today and everything becomes much easier. even from the customer perspective and from the enterprises perspective, because enterprises ultimately, or SMEs, sell to customers. So it is both ways that we have to see what technology and also the technology adoption. Because if you have great technology, but it's not being leveraged or used, then it's not serving the purpose. Healthcare, telemedicine, by 2025, it's expected that more than 50% will be, the OPD will move to telemedicine. So these are the few use cases, e-learning, there are many of them. But that is, all these things give us the confidence that yes, technology is the way forward for growth. Thank you.
Thank you. So now I will ask the same question to Mr. Amit Kohishiti, Amit Deshmukh. Yeah, I know, that's why I said Kohishiti. Amit, it's a question to you.
Yeah. So I think we heard about how technology is enabling the large enterprise organizations and how it is helping things transform. But I'll take a very simple approach. If I want to start my business today, can technology help me be ahead of the curve by setting things up within no time? And the answer is yes, right? When you are starting up your own business, what you need technology to help you run your websites, run your applications, give you a simple emails to your employees, and have some basic setup to place your orders, execute your orders, store your customers. Now let's take example of AWS. We get 12 months free of EC2 to host applications. Take example of a database. Again, we get 12 months free database of hosting our database applications. Now then, think of other applications like Zoho and all things available today. Entire platform, be it CRM, be it mails, available as a subscription for whatever number of users required today. That's the power of technology that has given today to start the business. So I think that's where you're saying, right? The cloud and the technology is empowering not just enterprise customers, what we have heard today, like BFSI and all, or pharma, but even the smaller and mid-sized customers today are using this. And to just give you the last statistics, how many companies are being born every year in any wild guess globally, not just India? Somebody says million, right? No, so billion is too big. But 1 million is a little small. 2021, it was 5.5 million businesses were established worldwide. And 5.5 million means, we're talking about 55 lakh establishments came into the existence in the last year. That's the kind of scale we are talking about, and that is not possible without a technology.
Wonderful. So we hear from Prama and Amit Deshmukh. Do you think that they have completed things, or anyone of the panel they want to add a few points? Subir, over to you.
Yeah, thanks, Deepak.
But there is no award for the first hand. Please, Subir.
No issues. So I would like to really add upon what Prama and Amit, and just complement it. See, look at the way I look at is digital transformation is a journey, and everybody, we know that it has been there for a while. Now it is reaching up to a stage where it is becoming digital imperative, right? And just to add on certain points which Prama and Amit explained. So the role of technology today is how do technology provide becoming a channel friendly, or I would say as a digital channel medium. That's where I would look at, just to add those points, because one very clear directional, or the way things have changed. It is not just adding up to the revenue. It is, you will look at the user experiences. You would look at how basically digital mediums have come in, and it has impacted all of us. So just to add, technology is vital. Technology is going to really play an important role, And we as partners, we have to really look at becoming a strategic partner and help our customers, be it in small, medium enterprises or small, medium businesses, just to see that, how we are able to help those customers build appropriate solutions basis their needs and scale.
Yeah, so Subir, I think Naved want to speak something. You want to add? Yeah, Naved?
Yeah, no, the technology has the capability of breaking the shield for the next level of growth. So the adaptations to the technology are critical. And the digital transformation journey is not a time-wise process. It's keep on evolving. And the adaptation right now which is happening is primarily in the areas of CRM, in the area of business intelligence, so that the firing happens in the right areas, so that better efficiency comes out of that. I think that's very critical for the smaller organizations, especially SMBs, to work in a particular direction and digital transformation journey, which they are into right now, most of them, and it shows us towards the growth also, that whomsoever is adopting to digital transformation journey, having better efficiencies at workplace. So I think if the new technology is being adopted, that's going to give them the next level of growth.
I think Punit want to add one point. Yes.
I can.
Yes.
So we talked about digital transformation, we talked about technology, but I think there's a very important component along with technology, which is business outcomes, which is very important from a digital transformation perspective. And today we don't have a choice. I mean, if I just want to acknowledge, what really happened a few years back with the pandemic. And, the SMBs have taken very, very different journeys, right? I mean, many businesses actually shut down, many businesses, were contracted. But there was this set of SMBs which actually did a lot of innovation. I mean, they went digital with the use of technology. They actually, just try and think of, what happened. We used to buy our groceries basically from, this nearby stores, right? And suddenly we realize, they are not digital. And suddenly we start getting links on our WhatsApp saying, you can buy this from here, you can buy this from here. And our loyalty changed. So we don't have an option. BCG did this research actually sometime back, and it was quite interesting actually talking to about 500, 600 customers. And 90% of those customers actually said that they have actually grown their digital investments by about 15 to 20%. Not only that, as consumers, they said that they're going to basically increase their online purchases. They're going to scale online purchases. They love doing it, and they will scale that. And that's very important for us to understand. So while we talk about these, businesses, SMBs are 30% of the business, government is doing, a whole lot of stuff, but from a consumer perspective as well, there is this force which is coming in actually, which is driving this technology investments basically in businesses.
Wonderful. I want to hear from Amit Sinha Roy because he has a large experience of corporate service and now he's working part of the Tata Group. So I think you can definitely add 1 or 2 points.
No, I'd love to add points, but it's going to take away from question 4.
I will take 1 point.
That's fine. As you can see, we are very well prepared. So to add to these points, Deepak, one of the things that we realized about 6 years ago was that there was the early days of digital transformation, that for folks like us in the room, we are very well aware of technologies, of transitions, applications, data, security, all of that, right? But for many of the smaller organizations, this is a big challenge, and they don't understand it, right? And, we say technology adoption, what's the difference between digitization and digital transformation, right? And so on and so forth. So we got together with CII and we co-created a Center for Digital Transformation. And that's now in its 6th year, getting into the 6th year. And through that as a vehicle, what we did is we created a program starting from assessment through enablement all the way to awards, right? So to give you an example, over the last few years, we've done more than we've touched more than 9,000 companies, more than 14,000 employees of those companies across 50 different sessions, different topics run over and over again. We've done awards where we've actually recognized the best digital transformation adoption and then just now we're going to be launching the CIO Awards that's going to come up next month. So there's a bunch of things that we've been doing in order to enable, starting right from the grassroots levels all the way up to the more, technologically conversant organizations to make sure that they're able to understand, adopt, and extract maximum value out of technology. So that's something that we've been
Wonderful.
doing. Deepak.
Yeah. I want to hear this from you. Yeah, so we'll go to the next question. Like SMEs are witnessing a flush of digital transformation introducing by the advent of a host of new age tech-based platforms. What is your take in it? I will ask this question to Subir.
So, Deepak, to me, look at the way digital transformation or digital disruption. So I would say that disruption today has really impacted not just technology, okay? I would say that the disruptions has been there on the business. While I say business, what it essentially means, the pricing models have changed, the delivery mechanisms have changed, the way we were approaching our market, that has changed, right? Some of those companies which have really come in, be it Netflix, be it Hotstars, or so many things have changed. Today when you look at a pricing model at a SaaS base, as a subscription base, there is about 7 pricing models, which we are witnessing that. And these are all a part of those digital transformation or disruption, I would say. When I come back to the industry, from an industry point of view, the methods, the standards, the processes are also being questioned, and it is also becoming, it's all also evolving. So look at the way how technology has disrupted, right? Technology has disrupted. There are the innovations, the design, the usage. Everything is today evolving. What we were witnessing about 5 years before is today that disruption, or I would say digital disruption, has created an impact on all of these 3 segments. And lastly, which all of us are aware, the societal impact. The societal impact is, I would say, a WhatsApp. I can't live without a WhatsApp, or I can't live without a Facebook. That's the way the movement has happened. That's the way the culture, the habits have changed. So essentially, to me, disruption is all across.
Wonderful. Anyone want to add if Subir has left out any point in the panel? So Subir has covered most of the points. So now I will move on to the next question. A report shows that digitally empowered SMEs enjoy twice the revenue growth projects vice offline SMEs. Do you agree with it? Please share your experience. I'll start with Puneet.
So yeah, this was one of the researches basically from Google and KPMG talking about organizations which have actually doubled their revenue impact, and actually taking a segue from what Sudhir mentioned, actually, and someone during the day also mentioned that this digital transformation is a much used word which a lot of people don't understand, right? I mean, when we talk about digital in an organization, we're talking about primarily 3 phases. We're talking about digitization, we're talking about digitalization, and we are talking about digital transformation. And digitization and digitalization is what most of us as organizations pitch to our customers, right? Digitization is basically the process of converting a process, a manual process or a paperwork to a digital process. Digitalization is working on the outcomes of those processes. For example, as a marketing, as a CMO of Redington, I would want to have better business outcomes, better leads and opportunities. So I want to go ahead with a marketing cloud, and that's a digitalization. But what customers want to hear is basically digital transformation, which is basically combination of all these processes which can have a business impact at the enterprise level, something which has not been done in the past, right? And I think this is something which organizations, if they do, I mean, 2x, we're talking about 3x, 4x, I mean, this is all incremental revenue. I mean, Redington today is a classic example in itself. I mean, we've gone through digital transformation over a period of time, digitization and then digitalization, and then working around our enterprise processes while the business, I mean, we were talking about this I was talking to Amit actually, while the PC market has actually declined by 15%, we've actually grown by 27%. So our business impact is actually 42%. Our cloud growth is consistently double-digit high. I mean, it's 67% last quarter. So why is this really happening, and what do we need to do as channel partners? What do we need to do as tech aggregators? What do we need to do as tech companies? I think there's a lot of money on the table because 70 to 80% of the companies are looking at digital transformation. And our discussion with our customers is on digitalization or digitization. And that's something which we need to elevate. And to do that, to get there, we need to increase our portfolio. We need to increase our skill sets. We need to collaborate together. Today, Redington has put in about 150, pre-sales, I wouldn't want to call it pre-sales, technical solution architects to actually help our channel partners get there, who can actually do consultancy, design, implementation, along with our channel partners for your customers. You look, if all of us are actually focused on one business, whether we are a networking champ or a cloud champ we're not going to get there. Because this is not just about one technology. This is about many technologies put together. You've got to have services. You've got to have a good understanding of your customers. So it's important to collaborate. I think this is the time for organizations, for government policymakers, for businesses to actually collaborate together. Be after the guys. I mean, there are a lot of tech aggregators. There are a lot of tech companies who have a focus on SMBs. I mean, SMBs are going to grow from 30 to 40%. And this is going to be a significant part of our GDP moving forward. So I think this is a time for growth. This is a time for working together for us.
Wonderful. Anyone, Subir, you want to add one or two points because you have been working on this sector?
So I think just to add, I think Puneet covered it well. Importantly, if I take out the point of what essentially coming out is alliances, collaboration, and there's huge opportunity on the plate for all of us. While small, medium enterprises or small, medium business are just crawling to that level of, adoption of technology. So we all have to be really, really cognizant of the fact that the opportunity is massive. And the key to success is to collaborate and help customers build their solutions basis their needs, not from our needs perspective or from products what we sell.
Yeah, right. Thank you. So today, growth is critical for the development and expansion of business. On this backdrop, how are you focusing to unlock the growth with SMEs agenda? So can I ask Naved?
As Puneet also mentioned, there is a significant growth is happening on the SMB segment, but we need to go slightly back. During the pandemic, it has shown impetus to the SME partners that they need to change and evolve. Whomsoever not done, they're not in the bandwagon right now. But whomsoever shown, get into the digital transformation journey, they are very much there. As Preet and few other panelists mentioned that during the pandemic and even after that, we've got various modes of buying. There are a lot of digital options. Even if you go to smaller businesses, they don't have online buying options. Now they have created their own channels of buying. So multiple options are being created. As soon as everybody is going to do that, that's going to give them the next level of growth. As a national distributor, being at Ingram Micro, we also need to change. It's not that the SMBs are changing. Unless we provide them the right level of tools, they are not going to have the level of growth, and so that's going to impact us also. At Ingram, what we did is we launched 3 platforms, which was primarily IM Ecom. It was a B2B platform where a partner can log in, register themselves, and can see all the stocks available. They can, order basis requirement, whatever SKUs are available or the products are available, and then they can real time see where the goods are, they've been dispatched or not. So everything is visible at that platform. It has been a running success for us and is helping the overall digital journey of the partners and the SMBs. So what SMBs does is that reduces manual intervention. So that's another part of the digital journey. Second important thing which we did is for the B2B2C model. The partners and the SMBs have to have a certain level of stocks with them. In this case, they don't want to have that, and they're not required. They just go to the platform, put up an order. We are there at the back end to serve. to their direct customers. So what happens is low level of inventory to be ordered. Even if in any part of the country the products are available, you can still dispatch that. These are all part of the digital transformation journey, and obviously stepwise we are taking those steps in order to help the entire spectrum. Third and most important is the team within the organizations has to be digitized as well. So workforce transformation towards the digital journey is also very important. And we have taken steps in the direction, and as long as SMBs are going to do that, and even the enterprise space, I think that's going to be the biggest momentum for the next level of growth.
Thank you. So we want to hear from Prama, if you can add something.
Sure, thanks. On this question, I would say that yes, it is very important when we are looking at the growth trajectory of a company. Few key things we have heard about this, it's technology, people, and processes. Let me take this one by one. When we talk about technology, it is extremely important, and me and my co-panelists have covered most of the points on that. Now let me take this, what are the key driving forces? How do we use technology in SMEs or enterprises to drive growth? The first point, I think it is very important for us to ensure that we make it easier and build an environment where people can connect, collaborate, and transact on the digital platform. And they can also share a lot of information, because if we see nowadays, we have started using Microsoft Teams, or we use Slack. That has made the job of everybody very easy. Because when we talk of growth, it is not just how will a company growth come in. It is also a question of every employee being more productive and giving the best to the organization. It is how well their time is also being used, how well they're using the tools and technologies to drive growth. So it is very important because collaboration, sharing data becomes very important. Second point I would say, which is very important, is automation. Now there have been debates whether automation is good or not, because sometimes you lose personal touch. But then I would say over there it has to be strategic automation. You take out the mundane jobs, which are actually bringing the productivity low of your employees, and put them in an automation mode. Let me take an example of HR. Earlier, a few years back, there used to be tons of CVs which they have to go through to hire one person. Now, with automation and AI in the picture, they can just put the keywords and the machine does that job. And then what happens is when these mundane and routine jobs are automated, the employees have more time to focus on strategic, which will be a hyper growth path for the company. Another point which is very important is how we are leveraging the big data. Again, a lot of debates going on big data. As I, in the first question also mentioned, it is not the technology, but the adoption of technology, which makes a difference. Over here also, for big data, I will say the same thing. Data is the oil, but it is how you slice and dice the data, do the analysis, have the dashboards, have the visibility, that it's helping the management of the company and the stakeholders to drive insights for the decision making and next planning action. Another thing, let cloud take you forward. Because cloud computing is very important. We can look at hybrid models, private, public clouds, but that does drive a lot of cost efficiencies and scalability. And then mobile is extremely important today. If we see in India, almost 500 million of people are internet users. That clearly shows that the digital, we did speak about, the co-panelists had mentioned about the usage of technology by consumers. So when the users are getting digitally ready, it is a very good time for SMEs to cap that and have the products and solutions in such a way. Now let me cover the marketing, sales, and channel perspective, which also is again very important. It is very important for companies to have a customer mindset, especially for SMEs, I would say. Because generally what we do is we make our products and push them in the market. It should be the other way around. We have to create a pull. So how we should go about it is look at what is the customer requirement, what do they need, and then position your products accordingly. go for a value selling model, and have a very robust channel system, because that really helps. Your route to market should have multiple channels, and channel should be one of the, it is a very good model which we have seen, and just align it well so that it is good for the organization, it is a win-win for the partner, and ultimately the service, the joint service or through the partner service helps consumer incredibly.
Thank you, thank you. So now finally you talk about the cloud. So now I have a question related to cloud. Finally, cloud has replaced hardware and traditional software as the top IT budget category for small and medium sized business. How cloud computing can benefit your small business? I will ask this question to Amit Sinha Roy.
Sure. So, initially, when cloud computing or the bare metal cloud was launched, it was more about just replacing hardware, right? Virtualization, making sure that you don't have to spend too much on expensive servers by being able to virtualize and use one hardware for more than one application. But since then, over the course of the years, the entire um, view of cloud computing has completely changed, right? Today, you have available ready to run applications, widgets, tools, AI, 5G, IoT, whatever you want, everything is available on the cloud. Right? So if you want to start a business, you don't need to build grounds up. Right? Earlier it was just the hardware investment and then you had to develop yourself in any case. But today you can forget about the hardware investment. You can also get the apps and the ability to run that pay per use. So all you need now is a good business idea, right? And a product and a service that you would like to offer. And then everything else that was required earlier in terms of building the backend systems, testing, running, that is mostly available as modules that you can just plug and play and get off the ground very quickly. So what cloud has done is given this convenience to businesses to be able to get off the ground very quickly with very low investments, but with also very good applications and capabilities that would have taken them months, if not years, to develop prior. Right? So this actually gives businesses the edge to think about and innovate on that core value proposition rather than getting bogged down in trying to develop systems and processes to get to market. So it has become a complete, I would say, a key ingredient for success, the entire cloud stack today for businesses. Now, be it, we're talking about SME, but it's equally applicable to large enterprise as well, right? So across all applications, Prabha gave an example about HR. In Tata.com, we've been using systems that, go through the CVs, the great resignation that happened. We had to hire at a very high speed. We are using AI-based tools that would populate and bring up the best candidates to us, right? There are other platforms which allow, similarly in the HR space, for employees to grow their career based on, specific capabilities that they have, right? So in every system, there is availability of such tools, applications, knowledge, processes that really help you get off the ground if you are ready with what is the core product offering that the company would want to go with, right? And then everything else is available to run it. So it's a very, I'd say it's a fast start. Cloud has given a very good fast start to enterprises to get their business off the ground with minimal investments.
Wonderful. So what
I just want to add one point, Deepak, here, I think, to just complement what we heard. The small and medium companies which are already have adopted the digital transformation and digitally at a next stage of the journey are able to service the customers much beyond their geographies today. I mean, yesterday I was in Bangalore having chat with one of my partners. This guy had a right service, but he's based in NCR region. And I was having chat with him along with my colleague. He's based in Singapore, and this guy was looking out for a similar solution immediately, which was not available at his disposal through the set of partners he's working with. And that immediately exposed an opportunity to my partner who's based here to service a customer because the customer was ready to adopt a cloud-based solution. That's the power of cloud. That opens door beyond geographies to anybody, not just large enterprises, but even to the smaller and medium businesses today.
Wonderful. Thank you. So we have a wonderful panel discussion session, and what I could gather from the discussion is technology is the key to empowering the enterprises and SMEs for their growth. So even we have partner, we compete with each other, but when the common discussion is coming together, so what we have seen, Subir is from a service industry, and Naved is from a distribution house from Ingram Micro, and we have Puneet Chadha, he is also from a distribution house, Reddington, okay, and we have Amit Sinara is from the telecom industry, okay, and Amit Deshmukh again from the corporate, Prama is from the corporate, and you have seen everybody is talking about the opportunity with the technology. So with this, I would like to thank all the panelists for joining the session. Thank you very much.
Thank you.